Whew, okay, I'm getting an early start on the Sunday scores video. Today was the last Balric Brew Pub swap meet. It's one of my favorite swap meets. They get a little less busy and a little less good every time. People are really excited. It was one of the big first swap meets after COVID. People are really excited at first, but it's still great. So that swap meet today, if I sold $100 worth of shit, I'd be shocked. I did sell that time trial frame that I've been having on eBay for too much money for too long to somebody who's obsessed with vintage high-end things. They think they can flip for a ton of dough. They'll probably ask like $1,000 for it on their website. They'll probably get it. They talked it down to $150. Frame, fork, headset, one of the sets of wheels, some extra tubular rims. I was getting $75 for the skewers. Probably would have got 50 60 bucks for that headset. They got a good deal. I got rid of it. Don't have to deal with it anymore. Deal packing and shipping it. So that's cool. So maybe I made $200. I definitely spent more than $200. Most of it from one guy. I got an insane deal. So before the swap meet even started, my friend BMX Gary, he's like, "Oh, there's a free box over here." I'm like, "Oh, show me. I love free boxes." So we went to the free box, and I got a bunch of stuff. And we also had another box that was like make offers. I gave him an insulting offer for a bunch of stuff for $20. He's like, "No way, like 40. I thought he was going to say like 80. I was like, "Yeah, 40 sounds good." So we got that. Then I came back, because the stuff was also cheap. And I was like looking at bars. I'm like, "How much are the bars?" Like, all the bars are $5 each. First thing I pulled out was this old school Surly bar. It's a 25-4 black Surly bar. It's really light, really thin wall, nice chromoly. I think this bar is kind of hot. If it's 22.2, which I think it is, you can use, flat bar levers, use stuff on it. I don't know, I'm in. I don't know, $5, man. And then I immediately noticed this brake lever on this bar, and I pulled it out. This is $5 too. It's like, yeah, free brake levers. These are those Diacomp like 282s. The same ones I use on BMXs. These levers I get $80 for on eBay easy. They're both here. I haven't really played with them to make sure they're not broken or frozen or have any real problems, but they look good so far. On one of these weird Nitto high-rise quill stem adaptery bizarre stems. Totally cool. This early bar that doesn't say anything. They usually say like specialized or something. I wonder if this bar is 26.0. And if it is, I'm going to put it right onto the Terry 650B. So I got these two super cool bars, $5 each. They also had a set of these Suntour Barcons. These go for $40 all day long, easy. $10 in the bag. I just sold my last two sets to somebody, so I bought them. I'll save them for a project the next time. Somebody always needs these Suntour Barcons. So I might just save them. Someone will need them sooner or later. So that's a good deal. Then the stuff I paid $40 for. Dude, check out this little brass bicycle. It's got a little basket on the front, little basket on the side. This was missing the rear axle and just has a zip tie in it. It's all brass and little and cute. I could not get it. I don't know why. Tchotchke time. These cranks are part of the $40 deal. These are early 600, Arabesque era 170 Shimano cranks. The front ring's not even that worn. The middle ring's a little worn. They're a little scuffy, but not too scuffy. These go for real dough on the eBay. These things are hard to come by. I think I bought a bike with this stuff on it in kind of scruffy, rusty condition. All springs are rusty. I paid $50 the bike. I think I sold the group for $250. He had the rear derailleur, or did I buy this from somebody else? I don't remember. The rear derailleur, it is like, it needs to be played with. This is like wound wrong. Maybe a little damaged. Might be for parts. I don't know. I got it. I think this was part of in the free box. These are the generic Shimano B124 roadish looking mountain cranks. They're fine. They're 170s. They're Mountain Triple 110/74. They got some Biopace rings that aren't even that dead. 28, 38, 48. I don't know. I'll get 35 bucks for these on eBay probably, or use them for a project. This XT derailleur was in there, and I put it in my $40 pile. And he's like, when I said 20, he's like, dude, there's an XT derailleur in there. I'm like, all right, 40. The pulleys are pretty worn, but it looks pretty nice other than that. It's never been wrecked on. It's not scruffy. Like, whew. Probably get 45 bucks for this derailleur. Dang. This Dior DX hub was in there. It feels a little grindy. I think it was in the free box, but you know. Silver DX. It's real Hyperglide or Uniglide, probably 7-speed only. M650. It might be fine, it might be nice. I usually get about 30 or 40 bucks for these. These were in there. The Shimano 600 front derailleur. It's a little rusty and crusty. It's arabesque stuff, but it's all complete. The shifters. They look like they're complete. I'll have to open them up to be sure. Bandon, Shimano 600, arabesque. Just a little rusty and crusty. These levers are in there. They're like just real dirty and gross. Need to be washed. They got cool. They're Wemans. They're a little rusty and crusty. They got gold bolts though. I don't know. This might clean up. It's kind of fun. I think I paid for this stem. This is a Nitto, I am pretty sure. Sure looks, yeah, Nitto 22.2 early mountain stem, double bolts. I'm a big fan of the double bolts. It looks relieved, like maybe you can get a drop bar in here even. It's probably 25.4. Probably, it's pretty dirty. Sometimes these, especially the modern ones, will say 26.0 on them if they're 26.0, and sometimes they'll say 25.4. That's a nice old Nitto stem, and there's nothing wrong with it. Hotness. I like it. Might polish that thing up. There's this Technomic in there, just a shorty Technomic. It says 25.4 right on it. It's nice and tall, it's nice and short. People love these. These are really easy to get, between 15 and 25.4. This was in the free bin for sure as well. The Suntour AR derailleur. The logo's not scratched or missing at all. The cage isn't worn or dead. It's not like a super high-end one. The front of the clamp's steel. It says Suntours with a steel arm. It's free. And it's a nice little old derailleur for eBay or for someone's bike. Got this slightly newer Shimano 600. It's got a little wear. You know, thrown in for 40 bucks. 6207. The bolt's not rusty. Like, it's not rusty. This is a nice little Bandon Shimano 600 front derailleur. In the free bin again, there's a single shifter. That's missing the plastic cap. I don't care. Suntour Light Operation AccuShift Plus, or 7-speed. So it's a 7-speed thummy. That doesn't seem right. I guess it's right. I'm going to put on friction. I can use it for a cheapy bike to give it a little one-by action or something. These were in there. I bought an entire bike for these cranks recently. And the frame was cracked, and I still have the cranks. So I don't think yeah, these are 175 forged Ritchies. They don't say forged. They're not. They sure look forged. Forged Ritchie cranks. They're a little scuffy. They got the steel chain rings no one cares about. They're 130 BCD. But, you know, these are kind of hot for like kind of a modern-y thing. These would be real hot with just a single 39 tooth ring or something. I don't know. In my $40 pile, I could not get them. What else? Is that everything? There's one bag of new old stock Campy, like little weird cable bobs. Yeah, ferrule and a little noodle. Keep water out. That was just in the box. I asked them to have the box. I'm like, I'm buying almost everything in it. Can I have it? There's this pump in there. This is the nice little Two Peaks. This is like the best pump if it works. Sure seems to. These things are $55 new. Selling the shop for 15 used. I don't have so many used pumps. I sold 0 used pumps. I brought so much stuff and barely sold anything. I went to another table. Like I had a wheel set I should have bought. They're Dur Ace freewheel wheels for $40 for the set. The hubs felt alright. We have these. I had these. I sold them. I'll probably sell these too. They're the Dior XT level M700 brakes. 4-finger, long. It was $10 for them. I'll probably put them up for 40 and probably take 20. But whatever. Or maybe I'll use them. I don't know. They're cool. Big flat bar, early XT brakes. Also this gorgeous little Japanese stem. I don't know who made it. It says 22.2 Japan. It's little, it's cute. Like some of the SR stuff had this like really small extra bolt heads. And the sides are like machined flutes, and the top's a machined flute. It was $10. I got that guy $20 for this stuff. So for 40, 50, 60. Oh, I didn't bring one thing I got. I found this in this dollar chainring bin. It's another one of these Salsa bash guards. Do people want these? Even when I was at the CCC, we had one there, and someone came in and found it and bought it. Was all excited. I bought 4 or 5 from them. I've gotten between 30 and 40 bucks a piece for these on eBay. He said he'd throw it in for $1 if I bought something else. I don't remember what else I got. Here's these bars. I was looking at these bars. These are these like Sipico single bar. Tony Pereira was using these a bunch on his builds for a minute. They're really wide. They're like 65s. They're flat. It was only $10. Like, oh yeah, if you buy the bar too, I'll just throw in this bash guard. I was like, heck yeah. This bash guard, a Sipico bar, I've never used it. I'll use it. It's too low for me. But maybe something with a cool Nitto stem coming up or something. Be fun. So at that. So that was another 10. There was a set of fenders, brand new in the box, the PDW 650 Beast, full metal 650B fenders. They're $50 all day long. At the end, the guy's like, I don't want to take them home. I'm like, oh, how low you go? I want them. I said, make an offer. And I said, $10. I thought they were donated to Bike Farm, but they weren't. The guy brought them from home. He's like, yeah, whatever. You can have them for $10. I don't care. I just don't want to take them home. I was like, oh, this isn't a donation? He's like, no, they're mine. I bought them new. I'm like, oh, God. Sorry, man. I feel bad. So I got the 650B full metal fenders as well. What else? I got these cranks. These cranks were sitting in one of the guys from Destroy Bikes. They were sitting in his pile of stuff for $20. These are Campy C record cranks. I believe these are the most valuable Campy cranks ever made. People are in high demand. They're real scuffy, but they're C record. They're $20. I don't know if they're a different version of C records, not as desirable, like a chorus version, or they sure don't look like it. They got a Circle 4 on the back. They're 172 5s. One of the self-extracting Campy bolts is pretty mangled. To take this apart and make sure the tapers are good or whatnot. But they're kind of hot. I might use them for a scruffy single speed build, or I might put them on eBay because these cranks might be worth their weight in gold. I have to open them up and take a look at these threads and tapers and stuff to see. Oh, this taper doesn't look that great already. We'll see. So pay $20 for these. So what am I at? 40, 50, 60, 70, even 90 so far. And I think that the same Destroy guy had this sitting on the bench. I had one of these that I sold to Avery. We mounted it in his garage. But as I'm about to reveal in a minute, I am renting a garage space again. And I figure one of these would be really handy mounted on the end of the bench. So you can put tubes in here while you're brazing and mitering. They do come in handy. I have a professional double arm stand. I have my single, but you know. An extra one said, hey, how much you want for that junky old park thing that no one wants? I was joking. And he said $15. And I said, heck yeah. I think I sold my other one for 40. And it's got the big arm on the back, which makes it easier to turn. Somebody else had a slightly newer one of these, which is a little easier to use, because this clamp's adjustable on those as well. We wanted 80 for it. So $40, and I'll just leave it pretty loose because I'll just be turning tubes and stuff. I won't be using it to hold the bike or anything. So this was a real score. So I'm 100 and something in. This guy who sold me this stuff for 40 and all that free box stuff, I went back and I noticed this frame sitting there. I saw the head tube Those head lugs. I saw the Fort Crown. I know exactly what this frame is. It is a Raleigh. I think it's a Super Corsa. This is like their top tier Reynolds 531. Super nice bike, if I'm not mistaken. It's got the Hooray dropouts, which is a little bit of a bummer. So they have to use Hooray derailleurs or do some modifications. It's had a kickstand pinched off. It's a top tier race bike kickstand on it. Come on, guys. It's got one pretty good little pebble-sized dent in that top tube. I'm gonna see if the tubes. I'll have to see if I can clamp it in tube locks. I'm gonna have to remove these braze-ons to do it. It's right by the lug. Mostly, what's probably gonna happen is I'll come in here with some brass and do a big blob, maybe a little silver, file it down. Just basically doing body work. Everything else looks all right. The paint's real crap, but this is like JP Weigel's favorite bike to do 650B conversions on. I've done a few of these for friends on these things. It's a hot, vintagey old bike. Fort Crown is wide enough and cool enough. So I'll come in here, file off the paint and the chrome, do 650B candy bosses front and rear. It already looks wide as crap in the back. I might respace it to 130. I'll probably braze on a little bit of a dude down here to give it a normal cable stop. Probably, maybe. Depends. I might not. People love those old Hooray Jubilee derailleurs and stuff. Bike doesn't feel that light, but it's a hot bike, and he was only doing $20 for frames. He had this and like 5 poopy Raleighs, and I was like, I will give you $20 for this. It's my size. It says 57 or 8. The head tube looks huge to me. Did not measure it. I do not know. This bottom bracket looks like it's been faced 1 or 50 times. Wow, it really does. This thing measures 68 millimeters. I'd be shocked. Looks like it's cut like 3 millimeters off of it. Who knows? But another old crappy bike to do frame mods on. Oh, he also said this bottom bracket came with a Raleigh, had TA cranks on it. So this might be a TA bottom bracket, but it's in such a greasy bag. I can't see anything, and I have no idea, and it might not be. I also talked to another kid that I talk to all the time. He's been coming to my shop for years. I bought stuff from him. He's bought a lot of stuff for me. One of his friends died, and he was selling a bunch of his friend's stuff. And he had a bunch of Philwood bottom brackets. He had a bunch of TA cranks. If you couldn't find them, you had to bring them. Stronglight 490 cranks. He had a bunch of TA chainings. I wanted them. I'm like, dude, I want these. Like, what do you want? Depending on how much they are. And he's like, oh, I want some with the cranks. I can't find the cranks. So he'll take it all home. He'll save it for me, and he'll hit me up in a day or two, and hopefully not give me a price that's totally outrageous that I can actually afford. And hopefully only spend $200 or $300 on all this TA stuff. Max, hopefully. So I've got to do that. So I might be getting a bunch of TA cranks and stuff. So today's Saturday. There's a little stuff. I do want to talk about the new shop. I went there and I filmed a little video of it earlier. It's like a minute and a half. It's got a real tight. It's a real tight little neighborhood in Lads Edition. It's got a real tight little driveway spot, but I fit my truck in it. It is the back of a vintage store. It's right next to a hardware store. There's like a cool little walking alley on the back, so people can come from the front. And there's some bike racks at the front, which is cool. And it's probably about 2 cars wide. It's barely a car deep. The one wall I want to work off of is all cinder block, so I'm going to have to get some special anchors and attach some 2x4s to that cinder block wall, and then I'm going to put up plywood all over it, so I can hang tools and hang shelves. It's got an awkward little stairs and catway on the back wall. I can't really do much there. And then they built a little awkward little catway and loft on the far back wall, on the most north wall. So I can get this little stuff under the catway, a little stuff under the walk, but it's full right now of all this dirt and stuff and empty boxes and old shelves they don't use and donations they need to donate and stuff they need to process. So this has kind of a good excuse, me renting the spot, to actually get them to work on the stuff that's been sitting there in the way for years. So they're slowly starting to clean it out. I dropped off all the stuff from the swap meet that I didn't sell, which was 99% of it. So I dropped those boxes off instead of dragging them back into my house. And that way I want to be able to like cruise down the alley. In fact, I missed it the first time. It is like right around the corner. The block is so awkward with Lads Edition, which is a crazy neighborhood, that you really turn in. I drove right past it, and I like cruised down the alley for like 2 blocks. I'm like, where is it? Where is it? And I had to turn around and come back up, and I saw it. It's real little. It's real tight. It's a little not fun to get my truck in. But we got some stuff. It's a cool little spot. I walked around, took some video. It seemed smaller this time than last time I looked at it, but once it's all cleared out, it's a car and a half garage, maybe 2-car garage. Not a very tight car garage. It'll be enough room for me to get some work in. I did tell a bunch of people to swap me, who asked me questions. I did tell them. So I'll try to build it out a little bit and do a little open house. Once I get set up, and maybe I'll take this Raleigh and strip the paint and do some brazons and stuff on it and have it hanging out in a stand. Do a couple bikes there so people come see. They're doing frame mods and stuff again. So I got 2 bikes my size on a 650B and the Novara. That's going to make 700C for myself. Maybe I'll end up 650B and everything. That's what I'm into. It's kind of what the kids were into for a second. Now they're all into really fat stuff. I'm a 650B 38 guy, but everyone's a 650B 48 guy now. So this is my Saturday swap meet scores. And then I will probably touch up this video with all my Sunday scores if I get in. My boss, who was very frustrated with how much I complained about the shop I was at. And now they do everything. And now everything there is missing parts, so it's virtually worthless, and they're asking more than top dollar, more than eBay prices for everything, plus everything's scruffy and missing parts, everything's donated. I had an impossible time not being frustrated the whole time, and he got real mad at me and was passive aggressive the day I left. And told me, he came up to my table and was like, "Oh, you better watch out, those parts are probably missing," stuff like, he was saying like a pandering, jokey way. I don't really know if it's passive aggressive or jokey. And I said, those parts are missing parts. Some guy was holding the brake set. They're missing the 2 recessed nuts. And I looked at it. I'm like, because I got them from you. And he just walked away. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll see him tomorrow at the salvage sales. We'll see if he's cool or a dick or whatever. I don't know. Good old swap meets, man. Got some good stuff for cheap. These C-Record cranks could be hella tight. I always thought they're ugly because they look like a limp penis and a pubic area to me, but everyone thinks that like this hidden bolt's the hottest, but it's got the nice logo. It doesn't say chorus or anything. These things are in mint condition. These might be like $300 cranks. I had a broken C-Record rear derailleur I bought at a swap meet from Tony Pereira, the frame builder, for like $10. It was broken. I put it on eBay, 4 parts broken. I got $150 for it. People are insane about C-Record. All right, I went and hit the Sunday salvage sale today. It was very light, not a lot of new stuff. Got a couple things. Found this tire. It looks, definitely has a few miles on it, but it looks essentially brand new. Duraskin 723, whatever, $5. Grabbed it. Dumpster Dave was there and gave me an insane handwritten list of all the high-end vintage Suntour Superb brake stuff and levers and derailleurs and everything he wants me to find, things that don't exist, in mint condition for $0. That's fun. Got to the recycling bin in the back of the truck and found this low-end foam Terry saddle on a cool Sagino 26.8 seat post, a little taller. It's got all the flutes and like the size numbers on it. I think these are cool. Everyone else thinks they make your seat post freeze into your frame. This seat post was clearly not frozen into anyone's frame, so whatever. Grabbed 1 bar, another Salsa Moto A short and shallow. It's a 44. Sometimes I get money for these bars, and people are still looking for them. They're light, strong, they're nice. A couple more of these cheesy tool sets that they're giving away and have cases and cases of. They ought to be selling at the shop or giving away at the shop. But I have on eBay, no one cares. Found 1 or 2 tiny little old parts. They're like nothing special. This is the only thing I actually found in the bins. This is on a hub, and I grabbed it. It is a Velo Orange rear locking skewer with the special locking head pin that I like. I buy these new all the time. They don't have them new anymore, but I've just been lately wrapping them up every time I find one. I got like a mismatched black one here, a mismatched silver one there. I got a front silver last week. I got 2 silvers this week. Like, I just grab them up. That last video we did on the Trek 1500, the kid brought me the rest of the parts to be taken off of it. Looks like the 7-speed era Shimano 600 shifters, a completely dead. I gotta show you how dead this is. The second worst front derailleur I've ever seen. It had so much chain just grinding on it instead of pulling this thing into the trim position so it's not on the chain, that it is actually completely hacksawed through this this inner cage right here. It is gone. It is toast all the way through. If your chain's grinding, trim your shifter. So he gave me those, and I was like, "You sure you don't want to keep the shifters?" And he's like, "Nah." Oh, this does have the nice bolt and the little wedge, dude. That's great. He's like, "Nah, you earned it." Stripping that stuff. It's like, cool. This is all I got from salvage. There's a bunch of really nice bikes, but you know, everyone runs and grabs all the nice bikes first, and I never go look. I should, but I don't want to bring more bike products home right now. I then went over to Bike Farm and got some stuff. They have this in the free box. It's like a old 70s, maybe even 60s, wood grain, very heavy steel file organizer. I don't know. I thought it was fun. I might need it for the new shop space. Keep clipboards in there, important paperworks. I went dug through their unprocessed donations. There's one black Shimano bottom bracket cup. These are nice. I'm not sure if I have a bottom bracket that'll fit. I have a dozen bottom brackets. I'm missing it. One Grand Comp really beat up barrel adjuster. I don't know. I grabbed it. One 18 tooth single speed like Redline cog. I grabbed it. And this was the exciting score. I know it doesn't seem like it's going to be very exciting, but it is. It is a Suntour Barcon shifter missing the shift blade, but it has the little jam nut. It has the little lock rings. It has the, you know, half of the hardware. But really, I have another set of these where this bolt, this internal bolt, snapped in half. And what do you know? So here's a body with a good bolt. So this will save a shifter set and make it worth dough. It's missing the little flat, little lock washer, whatever. Spare parts for parts you work on all the time are great. I sold that other set to a guy. He didn't care it was broken. He wanted a set real bad. And I was about to, he's going to come over and get it today in like 5 minutes. He's on bike tour from Canada and he dropped his bike over a cliff. We talked about this. I shared some pictures in the last video or 2 videos ago. And broke his shifter. So I'm like, yeah, I got one good set and one half set. And he's like, I'll take them both. And I'm going to give him that. At Bike Farm, they also have this new map I'm excited about. I haven't looked at it yet. But it is a Oregon bicycle route coast map. I think it's for bike touring along the coast. I'm excited. I grabbed it. The CCC had my last paycheck at the old salvage sales, so I grabbed that. That's exciting. And you guys might not like this, but I like it. This bumper sticker was at the Bike Farm. I think I'm going to put it on my truck. Ironically, I'm changing the climate. Ask me how. I'm sure they think it means one thing, but on my shitty old gas guzzling, oil leaking, smoke blowing truck, I think it's going to be a little bit trollish and hilarious. So that was fun. I've been looking for a good bumper sticker for that for a while. I'm in. There's also this truck 4x4 like Toyota guy company that makes a sticker saying save the planet, drive a shitbox. Has a picture of the planet in the bed of an old beat up Toyota. I kind of want that. He also has one that says destroy the planet or burn the planet, drive a hybrid or an e-car. It has like a planet on fire like sitting in the trunk of a Tesla, which is kind of true. People think that all this stuff is somehow environmentally friendly, and it's not. It's all gross and strip mined and destroying the Congo and slave labor trades and, you know, mining lithium, and lithium bursts into flames if it touches water. It's making all these giant bombs out of all this strip mine, totally polluting, destructive stuff to feel green, and then using, you know, coal-fired plants or whatever plants wherever you live to generate power to charge the batteries, and the batteries aren't recyclable, and you need a new one every 5 to 15 years. This e-waste stuff is nonsense. It's gross. E-bikes are gross. I hate them. Your bike's efficient. Just learn how to shift your gears. You don't need a motor. E-cars are worse than e-bikes. But I don't know. Everyone's real hot on them, but I think it's just because people are lazy. People just want to give you money to solve their problems. They don't want to do any action or work or think. It's money. So that's just my take on it. I'm sure a lot of people disagree. I don't know if anyone disagrees for any valid reasons, but they might. There might be something I'm missing. I don't know. I was an environmental science major for several years in college. It really changed my outlook on all this stuff when you realize it's all just greenwashing scams. It's the grossest. Like, everything's just corporate grossness and malfeasance and brainwashing and lies. Nothing gets recycled. Everything's gross. This is a way to get you to consume more and feel better about it. Like, ugh. But that is my little haul. I guess that's my little environmental science rant. It's the politics season again. People are about to vote, so I'm gonna attach some mild, spicy, politically meme things. I don't like your candidate. I don't care which one it is. I don't like them. So don't get too offended. It's not that I'm for the other guy or whatever. Maybe later.